My phone is on 4%, and that's what I'm using for audio currently. So, I'm going to have to make this shit snappy. Hello. No need for an introduction. Last week I stumbled across a YouTube channel by this lovely English lady called Ash Callaghan, and she made a video about her perspective on menswear as a woman. She did preface in the video that if the roles were reversed, it would potentially be a little bit troublesome and it would end up on the wrong side of the internet. But it ended up on the side of the internet that I'm on, and I found a great deal of insight from that video. As someone who is a past professed fashionista, Instagram fit pic person who eventually burned out with their love for fashion because the industry as a whole is fucked. It got me thinking, after watching her video, about the notion of personal style. I think in the last half decade, there's been a lot of conversation about what personal style actually is and what it is or what it should be for certain individuals. And there are a lot of aspects of the conversation that I agree with, but then there's also a lot of aspects of the conversation that I do not agree with. I'm here to not necessarily comment on what I think people have said is good or bad. I would just like to offer a perspective to the fellas, to the gentlemen, to the brethren who might happen to come across this video, especially if I was like 14, 15, 16 in this current climate of fashion, which is super, super odd. We're almost in like a post fashion. I think you know what I mean. But I want to talk about personal fashion with you today, and maybe you'll walk away with this feeling maybe a little bit more comfortable in your journey as someone who is a hobbyist in fashion. If you're watching this, you most likely are. So without further ado, personal style. Also, my mate Devin is sitting behind the camera. He's being my director. Aren't you, Devin?
Yeah, too true.
I have notes on my laptop. That's why I'm looking down. Emphasize that personal style is subjective and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Okay, I guess we'll start with that. Do keep in mind what I say here is completely my opinion. An opinion. So feel free to disagree with it. If you do disagree, let me know in the comments. We can get a conversation going. I think with the notion of social media and especially the realm of fashion taking off, especially amongst the youth in such recent years, I see that there's quite a lot of pressure from people online that they feel they have to subscribe to what they see on their feed, or they have to get in with every single trend, every single micro trend, every single aspect of what could be considered, "Hi Caitlin, we're filming a YouTube video." Don't be sorry, that's okay. That's going to make the cut, by the way. I see a lot of people online evidently trying to subscribe to what they're seeing on their Instagram feed, which to a certain degree is fine. I think taking inspiration from different people online who are influencers whose job ultimately is fashion is not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is thinking that you then have to go out and purchase exactly what they are wearing, down to the size, down to the brand, down to the cut, down to the whatever, and thinking that it's going to fit you. Because in most cases it isn't. In most cases you just have to give it some time. And what I mean by give it time is embracing the process of finding your style. To me, the phrase or the statement personal style gets extremely convoluted. So I'd like to offer you this. Whenever you hear the words personal style, just think, what do you like to wear? It sounds very simple, and in many ways it is simple. If you realize that you've been wearing the same pair of trousers 4 days in a row, in which case I have, that is probably a good indicator of what you like in a pair of trousers. What is it about the trousers? Is it the color? Is it the detailing? Is it the fit of the trousers? Is it how high or how low they sit on your waist? Really dig into the minuscule details of the clothing you already own and love, and figure out how that can cross over into new, and by new I don't necessarily mean retail new, but just new to you. Find out what aspects of your clothing that you already enjoy and already like can be placed into or attributed to potential future items of clothing. Through that process of identifying the aspects of your clothing that you do already own and already like, you can then make really safe and certain purchases in the future and not come home with a bag of shit from an op shop and go, I actually don't like any of this, or none of this actually fits me. Just be conscious of what you do actually like in clothes and what you don't. You don't always have to subscribe to trends. Some trends are good. Some trends do allow you to break out of your own box a wee bit, but just be conscious that there is a huge money machine behind the fashion industry, billions of dollars, and they are banking on you feeling insecure about the fact that you don't own the hot new thing. You don't need to own the hot new thing, because you can be the hot new thing. Is that not right, Devon?
Too true.
Wow, my phone is on 3%. My second point, give yourself the freedom to experiment. This might sound a little bit contradictory to what I was just saying before about finding out what you like in the clothing you already own. But fashion is all about self-experimentation and self-display. If you are into it as a hobby, which again, I assume you are, give yourself the chance to go out in a dud fit.
Just fucking around and find out, you know?
Exactly what Devon just said. Just fuck around and find out. I went out to dinner 2 nights ago wearing an outfit that I purchased from an op shop that I thought was not going to work. Cheeky corduroy blue blazer, this like Tigger orange and black stripe thing, these pants, and a pair of shoes I bought like 6 years ago. And I was like, fuck. I rocked up to the restaurant and saw everyone in like a black button-up and some chinos and some nice cheeky Oxford shoes. And I was like, I look so out of place here. But my lovely friends who I went to dinner with went, this is new for you. And I said, interesting. Do you like it? They said, yeah, we like it. I went, okay, amazing. Give yourself the chance to f*** around and find out, essentially. If something does not work, you then at least know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And just to asterisk that comment as well, spend some time figuring out what works for you proportionally. Everyone is built different. Just because you think you're a medium does not mean that you're going to fit the size medium, for example. It's just clothes at the end of the day, man. And if you do genuinely enjoy it, if you enjoy the beauty of clothing, the aesthetics of clothing, you should be allowed to fail. How many paintings did Van Gogh make that he didn't like that are now revered as absolute genius? Probably a lot. I don't have a reference on that, but you get what I'm putting down. Phone's on 2%. The essence of personal style. Your style shouldn't be tied to one garment or label. What I mean by that is, what comes to mind is this whole trend of like opium, the Playboy Cardi minions who walk into the Rick Owens store and buy everything that their parents' credit card can possibly afford just because they've seen him rock the shit and look mean. And don't get me wrong, Cardi looks mean in everything that he wears. But if I tried to put on any of the shit that he dons, I would look like an absolute idiot. I also live in New Zealand. We are closer to Antarctica than Europe, right? If I were to walk down the street in a full-on Rick Owens thing, I think I'd look silly. Although in contrast of literally everything I've just said, let's just put on the table that there is a lot of nuance to this conversation, okay? This is just me rattling off what I think. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Do you want to be Usain Bolt or a marathon? I'd actually rather be Usain Bolt. Okay, phone is on 1%. I'll wrap it up by saying this, which is very much in the essence of what I've already been talking about. But your style, your rules. Personal style is not or shouldn't be what you see other people wearing. Personal means this. I don't actually know what the definition is by Oxford standards, but it's on the screen now. If personal meant like everyone else, I don't know, what's a word for everyone else? Majority. You would look like the majority. And if you have an avid interest in fashion as a hobby, as a side thing, as a whatever, you don't want to look like everyone else. You don't. How you decide to dress is 100% your choice. Okay. To conclude, the buzzword of personal style has only become such a hot topic because many people think that they can't find it. They don't know how to find it. I'm here to tell you that your personal style is what you already have. And if you go into your wardrobe and look at everything you own and go, I f***ing hate everything that I'm looking at, that's okay. That means that you've still got a road to walk down when it comes to finding out your personal style. There will be one day where you put on a pair of jeans or a t-shirt or a shirt or a hoodie or a pair of shoes and you go, I've owned this for years and I still love it. That's when you know you're on the right path to personal style. If you think you need to add to your personal collection of clothing, I'm actually going to be selling some stuff in the next couple of weeks, so you should definitely give the Instagram a bit of a follow and keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to add. The phone is on 1%, so I'm going to wrap this up. Devin, do you have anything to say? Oh, and the phone died. Perfect timing. Okay. Take care. Look after yourselves. Look after one another. I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Could you press record now, please, bro?